Today we're going to be looking at one of the most controversial SmackDown vs. Raw games released. It follows on from the best-selling WWE SmackDown vs. Raw game 2008. But how does SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 hold up today? Well, let's have a look. This is WrestleMania 24. We are here as DLC Ted DiBiase, and we are facing Bushwhacker Butch, I should say. I'm not really sure how the reversals work in this game. Every single time I play these games, I'm never really sure how to reverse. I kind of just go into these matches and just hope for the best, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, this is 2009, so this falls on from 2008. You'll have already seen that video, perhaps. If you haven't, then check it out. But yeah, I think it's a very slight graphical downgrade, maybe. I don't know, it's not offensively downgraded, like it is fine. We're going to see some pretty substantial downgrades from here on, if I'm being completely honest. I think 2010 has a little bit of a graphical overhaul. 2011 definitely does. But this is following on from 2008. So already, I think the game is like significantly sped up, right? So I'm controlling the character here. I'm controlling Ted DiBiase. How does this work exactly? So it's the right thumbstick to... oh god, I don't know how to do finishers. Help. Okay. So it's the right thumbstick to do grapple moves, right? And if you want to do strong grapple moves, you have to hold the R1 button, which is the right bumper. I haven't played Xbox that much, so I'm still a bit slow, but I can't believe I've not mentioned the obvious yet, but this is an Inferno match. The Inferno match made its return. In fact, not even its return. I think this is actually its debut here in 2009. It never made it into any other game, weirdly enough. Oh, I tried to use my signature ability, but Butch blocking it. Oh, I tried to Irish whip him into the fire, and it didn't quite work out for me, but I do have another finisher. Joke's on me, though. I don't actually know what his finisher is, so I won't be able to use it here. I never finished explaining the controls, I don't think. So we have a signature move. Let's press Y here and trigger the finishers, the diving or the falling punch made famous by Ted DiBiase's dad. How do you pick someone up? You click the right thumbstick to pick them up, R1 and right thumbstick to do a strong grapple. You can also drag your opponent here, so this is how you win the Inferno match. You have to get him to the ropes while the flames are at the highest peak, which is 300 degrees Celsius, and if he's injured enough, oh, he's not, unfortunately, but if he was injured enough, it would throw him over the top rope. So if you just use the right stick on its own, you could actually do a quick grapple, which will give you really simple attacks. Oh, we can do another one. Let's do another signature. I don't know what its finisher is, but we'll do another signature. If you want to run, it's the RL1 button, and yeah, there's also the right and left triggers to reverse, the D-pad to taunt, X is to strike. We're throwing Bushwhacker over the top rope. He's now in flames. He's literally on fire. Bushwhacker on fire. And yeah, it's going to load in. Oh, wow, that was actually pretty cool animation there. I'm assuming it's going to load into something else. Wow, Ted DiBiase here with the cowboy music. Bushwhacker Butch very much on fire. Very much on fire. Ted DiBiase is a DLC character, as I mentioned, but Bushwhacker Butch... oh god, it's so hard to say. Butch, I'll just say, as he has been extinguished. He was on fire. He's lost this match. Now Ted standing proudly as the victor in a ring of fire. So that was probably the worst way to explain how this game works, but it's really hard for me to play the game and speak at the same time, so sorry if it's disjointed. But you know, as a YouTuber, you think I'd be better at just, you know, playing the games while talking, but I still haven't figured that part out yet. So we should look at some of the new features here in 2009. So one of the key things that pissed me off the most about this game is the fact that they removed not only 24/7 mode, not only really story mode technically, they also removed general manager mode. So this game really kind of shit lacking a lot of features that were already in the previous game, but it does add some other features that we'll get into shortly. So I think the first key feature is new tag team gameplay. We're going to talk about that shortly because I'm going to show you a tag team match after this. If we go into the create modes, one of the biggest new features that they've added in this year is the create a finisher and highlight reel. I don't know where the highlight reel is. Is that under... highlight reel is under my WWE. So what you can actually do during matches is you can go into the pause menu and save clips from the matches that you're playing, and you can use them to create videos within the game. You might be able to use them as Titantrons. I don't know if that was added this year, but you can definitely, you can upload them. So I'm guessing when you were online, you were able to upload them. But let's have a look quickly at the create a finisher. I'm very sorry for interrupting the video. Don't worry, this isn't an ad, but I'd like you to know about something coming up very, very soon that you might be interested in. Running between July 25th and July 27th, we are running the annual Docky93 fundraiser 2025. We are fundraising for the St. Columba's Hospice here in Edinburgh. But what does that mean for you? You're going to get to see 3 full days of entertainment and exciting, weird stuff that you're going to see. Produced and directed by myself with a team of other people and hosted by Docky93. If you do want to donate and participate, some of the rewards include board games or an exclusive custom Guitar Hero controller. Some of the activities that will be happening on the day include how many shirts can Docky wear. It didn't go well last year, it's hopefully going to go better this year. Last year, we also saw the trauma-inducing hot dog segment, which involved Docky being dressed as a hot dog and covered in various out-of-date toppings, which was probably the most disgusting thing ever. This year, we're going to be doing the Ice Cream Sundae, which is a very similar situation. Last year saw What's in the Box, and this year we'll be doing something very similar with blindfold taste testing Scottish foods. Last year we raised 5.5k and we want to break that record this year. The upper limit, the highest possible goal, is 6,290, and that will get Docky on a skydive. So again, sorry for interrupting the video, but just so you know, this live stream is happening between July 25th and 29th. It will be on all streaming platforms and you'll be able to find it from my socials as well. So check the links down below to either donate or to see some of the chaos that ensues over that live stream. See you there. So the create a finisher is literally like a 10-part sequence, right? So you have up to 10 moves to choose. So if you select the first part here, you have I wish I could see how many options. Quite a lot of options, to be honest. So I don't know, let's go for I like to go for a strike first. So let's just go for let's go for a body blow. I'm not going to flip it. Okay, you have the option to flip the move. That's also pretty cool. So what I don't know what the move's called, but I'm gonna go for a chokeslam clutch. I already have an idea in mind what I want to do for this. Alright, so we want to end it here with the Dragon Wind's impact. So let's have a look at the full move. So there's a body strike, you lift them up for the chokeslam, you spin them around, you give the crowd a show, you bring them down on the knee, you get them with the double underhook into the Dragon Wing impact slam. I think that's pretty awesome. I just leave it at the choke slam onto the knee because I think the choke slam on the knee looks sick as hell. But yeah, being able to convert it into the double underhook is pretty awesome. Now, it's like super overkill and it's completely pointless, but yeah, the fact that, you know, you can it's done, right? And you can select the name for it. So let's call it the Original Sin, why not? I think you can also set custom names for it. I'm not really sure. Or there might have been an option there for custom. And yeah, that's literally it. So now when you go to create a move, you can assign it as a finisher and you can use it on regular superstars and custom superstars. So the new game mode this year the new match this year would be the Inferno match. We've already looked at the Inferno match. I think it's awesome that it's in the game. I appreciate when they add in those kind of game modes that are just a little bit, those matches that are just a little bit more of a bygone time, right? I don't really think we're gonna see an Inferno match anytime soon. You never know in WWE these days, but it's not a match that they really use very often. Talking to game modes though, this is where my head's stuck at. Road to WrestleMania is the biggest new mode in this game. So if I had to condense Road to WrestleMania into like one sentence, it's essentially just the January to April, right? It's the Road to WrestleMania. And within a superstar's typical Road to WrestleMania, if you're going to WrestleMania, you're going to have lots of ups and downs, right? So each one of these 5 storylines I can't count. Each one of these 6 storylines has a unique story associated with them. So there's Triple H here. I believe the story mode in this game is about Triple H choosing between Evolution and DX. I can't remember if that's true or not. He does have other storylines, so maybe I'm getting it conflated with other ones. CM Punk is about him taking over ECW, I think. In fact, yeah, it is. It's about ECW and him defeating Tommy Dreamer and stuff. And there's a great story associated with that as well. The Undertaker one, I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure it involves zombified Santino Marella for some reason. I don't know. John Cena's storyline involves our great veteran friend, Tony. He... God rest his soul, I hope he's still watching WWE to this day. There's a storyline involving Chris Jericho, but I can't remember quite what it is. Oh, it's about a masked wrestler, I think, taunting Jericho, right? It does like the Save Us Y2J thing, and it's very much taking the piss out of what Jericho was doing at the time. So I like what they did here. And there's also a tag team, you can't quite see it behind my face, but it's Rey Mysterio, Batista. This is a cooperative storyline, so you play as either one of the characters. If you can play single player, so you can just choose one, but if you are playing with a friend, your friend can take over the other character. And when you're doing tag team matches and stuff, you can obviously play together, you can play the storyline. But there are reasons in the storyline to face each other. Things like the Royal Rumble and stuff are part of the storyline as well, so... yeah, I really appreciate what they did for this first year. Do you know, I actually did record me playing the John Cena and the CM Punk storylines months ago, but I never really felt they were good enough to put on the channel. So if you do want to see me play these Road to WrestleManias, I'm sure I'm going to end up playing them on Season Mode Sundays, right? So I'm sure they're going to end up on the channel at some point, but the previous Let's Plays that I recorded for them, they weren't good. I don't know. I wasn't vibing with them. But please be rest assured that one day I will, in fact, play Road to WrestleMania on the channel. So let's have a quick look at the roster, right? So we've got our usuals. Let's go for Triple H. We'll work our way back. So we've already seen Triple H, but the first addition here is Zack Ryder. He was very much part of the Edge heads at this point, and he was tagging with Kurt Hawkins with Edge, so I'm assuming Kurt Hawkins is also in this game. But we have William Regal here. He may be a returning character, I'm not really sure. I can actually pull up the roster. I'm actually prepared this time. No, he's not a new character, but that's okay. So William Regal is not a returning character. Victoria, though, is. Ironically, Victoria is a DLC character this year in WWE 2K25. I've just dated this video, sorry, but... Victoria, seeing her return in 2K25 is pretty cool considering she's in this game. You've also got The Undertaker, obviously not a returning character, he's in every single game. We have Umanga, there's Triple H, Trevor Murdoch making his debut here. I don't think he's in any other... oh no, he will be. He'll be in like 2006 or 7. I can't remember which one, but he's definitely... he's a returning character, but he's not new necessarily. We've got Tony, who's a unique character for this Road to WrestleMania, but you do unlock him and get to play as him, which is pretty cool. Tommy Dreamer was in last year's game. He was an ECW legend, whereas this game he's just an ECW roster participant. You also have more ECW guys in this game because ECW was very much a full brand at this time. So you got Taz returning as well. Taz is actually a new character listed here. I'm pretty sure I had him unlocked for the other games. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but Taz is here as a new addition to the roster. We got Snitsky. I don't remember Snitsky at this point, although his render is fucking terrible because that is a CGI body with his real ass face attached to it. So we have Shelton Benjamin here. He is a new addition this year. I'm surprised he didn't make it into 2008 for whatever reason. I feel like he's got to be in 2007 or something. I remember using Shelton so much in one of those early SmackDown vs. Raw games. Is he not in like one of the Team Angle situations? He must have not been with the company because I remember when he came back to ECW, and I'm assuming that when he came back as the gold standard, he must have been away from the company for quite a bit. In fact, yeah, there is no way that Shelton wasn't in the game when he was doing his Mama storyline as the IC champion. He must have been in there. We got Shawn Michaels. Don't really need to say anything about Shawn Michaels. We've got Shad Gaspard, RIP, he's a legend. Santino Marella making his debut in this game. He's also got a zombified version, but it's not listed here, sadly. But yeah, that's in the Road to WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure it's in this game. I don't know. Either way, this is his first appearance, which is awesome. We got absolutely shredded Ric Flair with the WCW World Heavyweight title. Sure, whatever. Rey Mysterio, very cool in this game. I always liked Rey in this game. I think they put a little bit extra detail into him because of the Road to WrestleMania. We got Randy Orton, who's also featuring in some of the Road to WrestleManias. Paul London appears in this game, but I'm not entirely sure Brian Kendrick does, and I've always felt like, because they were the tag team, the Hooligans, or whatever they were called in WWE, I always felt like it was a missed opportunity to not have the two of them in the game at the same time, because, I don't know, there's only like one game where they appear together, and it's very strange. Either way, Paul London here, very cool. MVP is here. I think he is in one of the Road to WrestleManias because he did do a storyline. In fact, no, his storyline is with Tony because he does this Better Than Utopia storyline. If you remember the Better Than Utopia storyline, it's probably one of the best Road to WrestleManias they've ever done. Mr. McMahon, never heard of him. Don't know who that is. Mr. Kennedy, not his debut. He was in the previous game, but he is, I don't know, I always felt like he was better in this game. I couldn't tell you why. We got The Miz returning here. He amazingly is in the previous game, which is actually pretty crazy that he's in 2008. That's just a weird thing to think that The Miz was in WWE as of like 2008. We got Mickie James here with the women's title. Michelle McCool. There is Melina. Yep, not a new character, but Melina. We got Matt Hardy, who is on his ECW run. So is he wearing the kind of black tights with the key on the side of it? I'm not really sure if that's what he was doing at this time. You got the Masked Man, which is a character from the Road to WrestleMania. I won't spoil for those who haven't played that Road to WrestleMania. We also have Mark Henry. I think Mark Henry might be slightly beefed up in this game. You know, I complained in the previous game that Mark Henry was too skinny. I think he's also too skinny in this game, but he might be slightly better in this game. I can't remember for sure. We have Maria making her debut, I believe, in a SmackDown vs. Raw game. She's listed as new, so she could, but this might be her debut. I would imagine it probably is. We also have Layla, so we have a very early Lay Cool situation here. Lance Cade also making his, presumably, debut here. Kofi Kingston also making his debut here. Interestingly listed from Raw and the IC Champion, because he debuted on ECW, but he's not in the 2008 game, so he must have had an incredible first year. And either way, thinking that 2008 was like his first year, or 2009 must have been his first year. I don't know, I'm starting to feel pretty old now. Kelly's expose. She was in last year's game as part of the ECW brand, I presume. How was she? There's no way Kelly's in 2008. I've just played 2008, and I don't know why I can't imagine these characters in there. Was Kelly really in 2008? Wow. Also, her overall is 69, and I have to imagine that's on purpose. We have Kane returning here. This is a very good render for Kane. I actually think it's a pretty good model for Kane as well. It's a good time for Kane. Kind of trailing off the end of his career a little bit here. I remember him leaving WWE at this kind of point where there wasn't really any place for Kane, and I think he'd done like a very short stint in ECW, and I don't know, he just couldn't really find a place. And we've got JTG here, who is not new. I'm assuming still Crime Time, right? We have John Morrison, not a debut, although I do really like John Morrison in these games. I think he's pretty awesome. Oh, he's one half of the Tag Team Champions on ECW somehow. I think this is the start of his team with The Miz. I could be wrong. John Cena, don't think we really need to talk about him. Everyone should know who John Cena is at this point. Jimmy Wang Yang making his debut in WWE games. I'm pretty sure this is... he's probably in 2010. This might be his only game, if I'm being completely honest. He's not in many games, so gotta appreciate him while he's here. Then we got Jillian, although she's listed as Jillian Hall in the SmackDown Hotel, but Jillian is here. I know nothing about Jillian other than the fact that the Boogeyman ate her face at one point, but that was still years prior to this, so that would have been like 2 years prior. That's crazy to think that you can be WWE for like 2 or 3 years and not make it to the video game. That's just mad to me. We have Jesse. I have no real recollection of Jesse in any given capacity. He was tag teaming with Festus, and we'll get to Festus shortly. Jeff Hardy returns in 2009. He was in the 2008 game. That was his big comeback, even though he came back in 2007. He must have made it into 2010 though, but he did leave around WrestleMania at this time. We have JBL returning. He is, of course, the wrestling god. We got Hardcore Holly, who was a big part of even though he's listed as Raw, he was a big part of ECW at this time. I do remember he was involved in the December to Dismember Elimination Chamber that basically killed the brand. We have the Great Khali. I think this is actually his... No, this isn't... It can't be his last game. You know, the more I think about it, I actually think this might be his last game before 2K15. No, he's in 2K. If he's in 2K15, that doesn't necessarily mean he's in the other game, right? Is Khali in... How many games is Khali in? Wow. I'm really thinking about this now. We have Finlay. Finlay actually has the distinction of having a unique manager in this game. Hornswoggle is actually selectable as a manager in the game, and he doesn't stand ringside, he just appears under the ring at certain points in the match. Now here he is, good old biscuits and gravy. Festus, who is a big dumb idiot, and he doesn't know left from right until the bell rings, and then when the bell rings he becomes this big vicious animal. Yeah, it was an interesting character. We would later know him as Luke Gallows. CM Punk took him into the Straight Edge Society, and it was explained that the thing that made him really dumb and stupid was drugs. And when CM Punk helped Festus see a drug-free life in Luke Gallows, it awoken Luke Gallows, and then once the Straight Edge Society fizzled out, he then went to Japan to tag team with Carl Anderson, which is a really strange, like, butterfly effect, right, of all the things that happened during that time. We have Elijah Burke here returning from ECW. He was in the previous game as well. We've got Edge, Kurt Hawkins again, the Edge heads as mentioned. Cody Rhodes making his WWE Games debut here, one half of the tag team champions, so he's tagging with Hardcore Holly. That's not a memory I really have, but yeah, this is very, 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 very early Cody Rhodes. CM Punk returning here. He's the World Heavyweight Champion, so he must have cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase at this point. That's crazy to think about. Here is Chuck Palumbo, who I mistakenly said was Sean O'Hare in a previous video, so that's really funny. We have Chris Jericho returning in his long trunks, I believe. He's wearing his long tights in this game. The reason I say that is because there's a DLC version of Jericho that doesn't have the trunks, or has the tights, but not the trunks. I don't know. The reason I say that is because there is a DLC version of Chris Jericho that has him in trunks and not the long tights. I don't know. Weird choice. Chavo Guerrero returns here. He lost the ECW championship this year in like 10 seconds at WrestleMania. So unfortunately for Chavo, for Chavito, the writing's on the wall for him. But ECW branded Chavo Guerrero wearing the Cruiserweight Championship for some reason. I don't really know how that happened. Carlito returns in this game. That's also something I've completely forgotten about. Candice, is that Candice Michelle? Candice Michelle, right? That's just an interesting choice to have her in there. Brian Kendrick is here, so this must be the game I was thinking of where you can have the hooligans. This might be the only game where you can have the hooligans, which is weird to say. The Boogeyman returns as well. Boogeyman just appears sporadically through random games. You got the Big Show returning as well. Pretty good model for Big Show in this year. Big Daddy V as well, man. Big Vis. Unfortunately, it's a shame that he ended up the way that he did, but man, even though his size probably ended up killing him, the size was just insane. So then we have Beth Phoenix, who is the last new superstar technically the new last superstar in the base game. We got Batista returning and Ashley Massaro, but then we go into, that's a poorly named character, but anyway, if we go into the DLC characters, I don't have them all, but I do have some DLC characters. Vader returns this year as a DLC character. I've actually used Vader before as part of the... Why did I play as Vader? I played as Vader. It was Vader versus Kane in an Inferno match for one of the In Every Game videos, but I can't quite remember why I did it. Is it playing a match in every WWE game? I can't remember. Oh, it was playing a match in every SmackDown versus Raw. That's what it was. Oh my god, my brain's going away. But anyway, so if you've seen the channel, if you've seen the videos on the channel, you'll have seen Vader already in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. We just saw Ted DiBiase, so he is new this year. Very early legacy version of Ted DiBiase as well. Super Crazy appears in this game, and I really don't know why. He's also listed as SmackDown and not ECW, but Super Crazy might be the weirdest addition to this roster. Actually, talking of weird, we do have the two Bushwhackers. We just talked about Butch, and we've also got Luke as well. Evan Bourne does appear from ECW. I remember Evan Bourne being a really big deal when he debuted in ECW, and even now people still talk about him. Admittedly, his probably like biggest claim to fame in WWE is that one RKO that he did with Randy Orton, but he still had a pretty good career for what it's worth. And he's still, as far as I'm aware, he's still wrestling on the independents. He might, you know, he pops up in Impact or TNA occasionally. We have this year's WWE Hall of Famer Earthquake as well, but no Typhoon, I don't think anyway. So Doink the Clown appears in so many WWE games. I don't know what kind of blackmail that Doink has, but either way, he's a new character this year. So this is probably the start of the Doink tirade as he appears in every single WWE game following. Here's that DLC version of Chris Jericho as well. He's wearing the trunks instead of the long tights. Nowadays, that would just be like a new character, or it would be a new attire. You definitely wouldn't need to, in fact, you wouldn't even need to download a new attire for that. You can just do it in Community Creations, right? But yeah, very strange choice to have Jericho as a whole new character model here. We also have Charlie Haas, who has the distinction for possibly being the worst character model ever in a SmackDown vs. Raw game. It looks absolutely nothing like Charlie Haas and is almost offensive to look at. But that's the roster, so quite a lot of new characters. We've got 38 new characters, including DLC. There's also a whole bunch of like DLC characters that I don't even have access to. There's a whole bunch of PS3 exclusive costumes as well. Things like there was a Christmas, there was a holiday Christmas DLC attire thing. You could get Kelly and Maria as like in a Santa kind of holiday costume. You can also get Masked Kane as a PS3 exclusive. MVP, Edge, and Rey Mysterio also had PS3 exclusive DLCs. So, okay, I guess I actually do have all the SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 DLC. I just don't have the PS3 exclusive stuff, which is Kelly, Maria, Masked Kane, MVP, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. So, I think I've also seen that the Godfather was in this game. I think I saw Young Boy playing around with those character models, so maybe Godfather's in the game files. I think there is a way to unlock some of those PS3 exclusive characters in the 360 because they're in the game files, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Godfather's in there somewhere, and I think he's got unique commentary lines, but he just doesn't make it into the game. So of course, if we have to play another match, well, not have to play, I want to play another match, right? So we're going to play as the Hardy Boys here, and I'm going to play in one of my favorite arenas they've ever added in SmackDown vs. Raw, which is the outdoor Tribute to the Troops arena. I just think it's such a unique visual looking style. Like, I don't know, they need to add more outdoor arenas in WWE, and especially like weird ones like this, because it just looks so different to everything else in the game. 1000%, I choose this arena all the time. And of course, if we're playing the Hardys, we've got to go for the Raw Tag Team Champions, which of course is a rookie year for Cody Rhodes and the almost, I'd say, legend Hardcore Holly. He's been around for a while, man. So of course, as mentioned earlier, one of the biggest new additions this year is of course the tag team game. Whoa, I forgot. They did also change the outside the ring camera, so it does that weird thing where it just goes off to the corner and you can't see anything. So in terms of new features for tag team wrestling, what did they really add? Maybe what you're asking. Weirdly enough, it's actually a lot of features that are still in the game now. Yeah, a lot of the features that they've added into the current like WWE games genuinely actually kind of started in some of these early games. So we have the option to do a hot tag. Now, I say we have the option to. I actually can't do it without Matt Hardy kind of getting things ready for me on the outside of the ring. I don't know how you do signature moves. I guess it just depends on what you're doing, right? So, of course, if I have a finisher and I do it to a standing Cody Rhodes there, it becomes a inverted twist of fate. If we hit the top rope, I don't know what his signature would be. I think the B button Irish whips Cody here, so maybe he's got a... Oh, never mind, he's too close to the ropes. I was going to say maybe he's got like a signature that's something to do with the ropes. I'm not really... I would have thought maybe it's a whisper in the wind or something, but I don't know how to trigger that. Oh, Cody... You see on that Cody's health bar there, that means that Hardcore Holly was building up a hot tag, but ultimately decided not to go for the hot tag. They just went for a regular... Oh, he blocked the whisper in the wind, which meant that Hardcore Holly now has a finisher. One thing I don't really like about 2009 is the finisher system, because it's a little bit it's a little finicky. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. Oh yes, I managed to reverse that. Thing is, I really want to know what Jeff's whisper in the wind looks like. So, oh nice. Oh, I wasn't able to hit it. That's unfortunate. What was I saying? I'm sure I was saying something super valuable, right? Oh, nice. So, oh, Matt actually grabbed Hardcore Holly there, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to really follow that up. But I can follow this up with a whisper in the wind. Take that, Hardcore Holly. Although he's not in a position where I can really pin him yet. So, it isn't perfect. Okay, so we still have to deal with the person outside the ring. It's still not an easy process to knock them off the ring or kind of get those pinfalls. That's not really until like the more recent 2K games where they stop people from getting into the ring. So that's quite a recent addition. So it's good that as 2009 actually did make some really good improvements to tag team wrestling, but still not perfect, I'd say. So I have a finisher here. Oh, you see Cody building up. Oh, I don't know how. I thought you could do a tag team finisher. Well, you can see that Hardcore Holly officially has a hot tag, so he has the option here to do a hot tag. I can't remember how he does it though. I'm so sure that there's a way to do a tag team finisher, but I can't remember how to do it. So maybe if I get... Oh, there we are. So if I have a finisher and I get him in the corner, that'll allow me to do a tag team finisher, which is the Swanton into... Or sorry, the Twist of Fate into the Swanton bomb. I'm going to have to try and get Cody off of the apron there, which I'm able to do with a flying... What do we call it? Oh, and unfortunately Hardcore Holly just getting up, so I think he's actually going to kick out of this. Yeah, he kicked out. That's unfortunate. Oh, the signature move carries over between characters. That's actually really, really good. But I can hit my side effect here, which is not something that anyone ever won with. And the cool thing is there as well, when I went for the pinfall, Jeff actually did run into the ring. So they've improved the AI in that regard. You are able to actually competently win tag team matches in this game. I don't know, some of the other tag team matches in other games, they do just kind of go on forever, but I don't know. Tag team matches in 2009, in hindsight, yes, they are kind of better now, but I think they made a lot of really good additions this year. So, yeah, 2009, actually kind of better than I thought, maybe? Unfortunately, SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 was not really one that I played with my brother. He played 2008 and we played a little bit of 2009, but after the removed General Manager mode, there was really no need to keep playing it, I guess. So we definitely did take quite a few years break. To be honest, actually, I'd probably say this is why my brother stopped playing WWE games on the early. It wouldn't be, even though we bought them and we did play them, I don't know, 2009 was lacking a lot of those cooperative features that were in the previous games, and maybe it's a byproduct of us moving into a more digital age with things like online modes becoming bigger. With the 360, they were able to really incorporate things like DLC, online modes. Maybe there was less need for things like GM mode and stuff, but I would love to know what the creative decision was to take out things like